Yo, what's going on, my good people? Happy Thursday. What's this? February 3rd, Black History Month. Um, yeah, man, we got a good show today, man. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about. I was out there in Senior Bowl earlier this week, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Obviously, we got to talk about what's going on now, Brian Flores, allegations, against Stephen Ross, the Miami Dolphins. We got Hugh Jackson um, coming in saying the same things. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I got D Butt trying to get this internet together. You know, it's crazy, man, how it comes back around. It used to be all the spectrum jokes. Now my guy D Butt struggling. But again, man, it's gonna be a good show. As always, man, we're gonna shoot the shit, man. We're gonna talk about, what's going on. We got the Pro Bowl this weekend. They got the Skills Challenge live today. Then obviously, we talk about the matchup, Super Bowl matchup. Cincinnati Bengals, Los Angeles Rams, all that good stuff. But I think my guy D Bud, he's gonna tap in with us soon. Hopefully, y'all having a good week. My guy Maul said Marvin Lewis just spoke out this morning. I didn't see that. Definitely interested to see what he's talking about. But it's crazy world, man. But as we all know, this is not something that's new to anybody that's been watching the sport, and it's something that I think we all been talking about. Need more diversity at the top, ownership, GM, and head coaches, man. So waiting to get D Butt in here. Obviously, we want to hear you guys' opinions on what's going on. Whether we agree, we disagree is one thing about this show. We can agree to disagree and keep it moving, but we're gonna keep it a buck at all time. So again, man, y'all tap in with us, rock with us as always. We're gonna get on D Butt back pause when he get in here. That garbage that garbage internet. So here we go, man. We're gonna start this countdown, baby. Yo, we back. We back at it. Um, man, what's good? Again, man, happy Thursday. We got a good show for y'all, man. Well, I got a good show for the time being. To my co-host D Buck get in here. Um, again, man, a lot to talk about. Um, happy Black History Month. So really Black History Year, but obviously we dub February as Black History Month. A lot of good things, a lot of great people impacted this world, impact what we going on right now. Um, you know, pioneers, black men, black women. One of the good things today, February 3rd, 1920, Negro League Baseball was founded. And as you know, man, a lot of great um, athletes, baseball players coming from the Negro Leagues. Obviously, we have a lot of pioneers, Jackie Robinson, that made a lot of noise and did a lot of great things, bring a lot of light to the sport. So just some facts. Um, got my guy Satchel Paige, was a monster out there on the diamond. Also Josh Gibson, Indianapolis What was they team name? Dope pitchers, dope pitchers. Also today, in 1903, Jack Johnson became the first black heavyweight champion. And as we know, he was doing that lumber. Um, but dope stuff, man. Dope stuff, dope stuff. But again, man, as we go throughout this month, man, we definitely gonna be bringing you some stuff, Black History moments, um, and stuff like that. So 5G's wrecking South Florida. Question. Let me get this. Gunnar Mooney, AB, what do you know about Allen Williams, the Bears' new DC from Indy? Man, Allen Williams is my guy. When I got to Indianapolis in 06, Allen Williams was my DB, my secondary coach, man. We was together, I think, for 6 years. And solid dude, knows his stuff, very detail oriented. So I know one thing, he's gonna have that defense flying around. If there's anything, how when we talk the way he wants his DBs and secondary flying around. I forgot what year it was, but he was a DC once before, Minnesota Vikings, when Leslie Frazier was the head coach. So again, man, Allen Williams, man, Chicago, y'all got a great dude, a great coach, great man, great family man. I think he's gonna do some good things out there with that defense. That defense already has a lot of talent out there on that side of the ball. So to see Allen Williams get this job, him being able to come in and implement his defense, coming from a good culture, I'm excited to see that move. And that was a good move by head coach. Obviously, coming from Indy, Allen Williams is following him there. So good move, man. Gunnar Mooney, Allen Williams is a good one. He's a good one. Yeah, Molly Mo. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that, man. I think, as we all know, D Butt, man, he'd be a good ad for the Indianapolis Colts, whether it's that DB, the DB coaching job, or that the DC, man. Either way, man, he'll be a good candidate for that. Brad Richardson, AB, why head coach hire do you think will succeed the most? Um, Let me think. We got a hire out there in Chicago. We got a hire in got Chicago. We still got a few openings. We got I don't know about the Saints now, Kiva. That's a good question, Brad. I like Chicago. I don't think I like that as the most. I don't know. Let me think of that, Brad, and I'll get back with you. Keep tuning in onto the show, man. I'll get back with you with my answer. Um, Stanley Rams OC going to the Vikings. Yeah, man, he was on the roster in San Francisco when I was there one year. Smart guy coming from the Sean McVay tree. He has a relationship with Quasi, which is the new general manager over there at Minnesota Vikings. They were both, in San Francisco at the same time. And also, I think they might have crossed paths in Cleveland. I might be wrong about that, but definitely it was in San Fran together. So, smart guy, former player. So, we'll see. I think Vikings have a great situation over there. I think, especially on the offensive side of the ball, you got Kirk Cousins, D Cook, and then on the outside, you got Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. So, you know, offensively, I think he's good. And even defensive side of the ball, you got some guys that can make some plays. So, we'll see. We'll see. But obviously, Harbaugh say he's going back to Michigan. Reports say that he thought, he was going in here to sign the deal. He thought the deal was already done. But Vikings said, nah, brother, we gotta do this interview. This is an interview, man. We gotta make sure you're the right dude for it, make sure we're aligned, we're on the same page. And obviously somewhere along the line, those lines got crossed. So he's headed back to Michigan to do what he's been doing. So we'll see. We'll see. Holla at my man D Buck, man. Make sure he all right. AB, what do you think of the Giants organization? Man, it was just 1 year for me. It was only 1 year. I'm a type of guy that when I'm speaking on organizations, obviously, my time in Indy, that was my longest tenure on a franchise, on a team. So I was able to see that for a long period of time, just how that organization was ran from top to bottom, right? And A+, right? A+. And other organizations, they do things differently, right? And it's not one right way. You have to do it this way to be successful. Obviously, Giants is one of your storied franchises. And I can't say anything bad about anybody in that organization personally. Um, so as an organization, obviously as a team, they got to get better. They got to make some changes, and they have. But as an organization, man, I can't speak negative about anybody, but obviously some things that need to change. But that's just the landscape as a whole across the NFL, and we're kind of seeing that now. And I think um, as this continues with Brian Flores, with Hugh Jackson, I think more brothers are going to come out and start speaking out. But what we need, and as always, and we talk about this just when we talk about race, we need our counterparts to come out and do the same thing, right? So if you heard somebody say, "Hey, we're not going to do this X, Y, and Z because of the color of their skin," we need our counterparts to come out and got to band together, because again, we talk about the NFL and we talk about it's about the shield, right? It's about the shield. It's about protecting this game. But all the shit that's coming out, that's a negative light on the game, regardless of what the color of your skin is. So if we all about protecting the shield as we say we are, we need to get down to the nitty gritty and get down to the shit to really find out how we can make this a better place, or not even better place, but a better league. D Bus said he gonna jump on his phone. But a lot of stuff, and honestly, man, I'm interested to see, and I want Brian Flores to take it all the way. Like, don't opt out, don't take no hush money. Like, if we gonna take it, let's take it all the way, and let's really get some transparency on everything, right? So we always talk about no tanking, right? So obviously that is something that's real out there in the NFL. For me, it's tough to imagine how you can go out there and lose games, because at the end of the day, as a coach, because you as a coach, you can never go in there and tell a team that, yo, we're gonna go out here and we're gonna lose this game on purpose. So as an owner, to go to a coach and say, hey, I need you to lose the game. I don't know how you can do that. Like, yeah, you can call some plays. Now, obviously, the game is tough and tight, and you making some bad calls here and there. But guys, we still going out there fighting for a livelihood. So we still gonna go out there and play our butts off. So I mean, that's tough to imagine. Um, like all of this, that's like, I'm hearing this. I'm 100,000. Like, that's and then my man Hugh. I guess Hugh, he took the bread, like, well, all right. And so it's a lot, and I'm waiting for D Bud to get in so we can really have a back and forth. And I got some questions too, just on like some real, some real stuff, like on Brian Flores. Like, I'm happy that what he's doing, he's trying to bring a light to us. But I got a real question, like, and I ain't gonna really get into it now because I want to hear you guys' comments as well. Um, uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're gonna try my man D Butt.
What's happening, man?
What's going on? You good over there?
Man, no, man, no. Hell no. Not. But
Hey,
as long as you
y'all
can
pray
hear
for
me,
my
can you
man
hear
D
me?
Butt over there, man. D Butt finally got in here.
Oh, I situate this camera, man. Let me put this joint on landscape. Come on, man. You gotta get my camera angle right, man. Pause. Oh shit, I done messed something up already. What's
You
going on
good?
though, man? Yeah,
Man, we
man.
was trying to wait for you to get in here,
Nah, you can't wait for me, man. The show goes on. One monkey don't stop this show.
Exactly. But like I said, we was waiting for you to get in here because I ain't want to have to go back and repeat everything that I said. But we jumped on, we talked about, preliminary, just some Black History Month stuff, man. Jack Johnson, Negro Leagues, all that good stuff. Just started talking about, this Brian Flores situation out there and in Miami, the allegations that he's making that
Yeah.
Stephen Ross, paid him 100,000 for every game that they would lose for them to tank. And I was just kind of talking about, it's as a as a player, it's kind of tough to go out and say, hey, I'm gonna lose this game just because,
Yeah.
as a coach, you can make a bad call here, there, decision, but you got your guys still going out there, they still gonna play hard. And as a coach, you can never go into a meeting room and say, hey, we're gonna lose this game on purpose or whatever the case may be. So I don't get that part. And what I was saying right before you came on, it was like I have a real question, right? So I'm glad Brian Flores came out and said what he said. He'll probably never coach another game in this league, right? But for me, when I heard it, it was like, okay, well, what was his main reasoning for coming out, right? Because he got fired, right? So
Mm-hmm.
say he didn't get fired, and Stephen Ross had um come to him, these 2 years and say, hey, I'm giving you this amount of money if you lose a game, and say they didn't fire him after this season, would he have came
Yeah.
out and said that?
Hell no.
Right. So
Hell no.
again, I respect the fact that he did it. So is this coming from a place of, yo, I really want to get down to the nitty gritty, or is it like, oh, I'm you fired me, and I don't think it was right for you to fire me, so this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely a lot of that. And I'm sure if he would have even if he would have got fired and then gotten one of these jobs, because we all felt like he was gonna get scooped up real quick. Like we didn't we knew it was tension between him and the GM, and that was the reason that kind of came out why he got fired in the first place, because you start off the season, 1-7, you go 8-1 down the stretch. Then you get fired. A bunch of people expected of all these availabilities, he was going to fill one and fast, because he got fired before a lot of the other coaches that were in the playoffs still working and whatnot. And then when he didn't, and then he became only the finalist, I believe, just for the Texans and the Saints job. So he probably looked at the landscape and was kind of like, and then the Bills situation happened with the text messages.
Yeah.
And this is something that coaches and players and people that cover the sport have been talking about, for years. I think the Rooney Rule went into place back in 2003, and people have been talking about it damn near since then. Like sham interviews, teams just doing it because they have to. And so, yeah, I mean, I think part of it is it happened and it kind of all just worked out the way it did when having that type of smoking gun with the text messages, and then you put that you combine that with the landscape of jobs that he would have potentially had available. He probably was like, F it. And I'm sure he really feels like it's the right thing to do, shed some light on this. And like he said, he's probably sacrificing his coaching career, but he's saying, he wants to do this, for the greater good, for coaches that's coming after him and whatnot. So, I got to take him to his word on that. But if he never gets fired, I don't think these allegations ever see the light of day.
Right. All right. So we agree on that part. We agree
Yeah,
on
for
that
sure.
part. So the text messages, right? So So I'm trying to, you know, gather myself, right? So we know Bill Belichick, right? Very smart, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to have that's pretty a nice, you know, back and forth as far as text messaging. I know if I send somebody a text that I didn't mean, I know the first time once I press send, I'm gonna look, I'm like, oh shit, like I ain't, you know, yo, my fault, you know what I mean? But it was a dialogue between the two before he even found out that, hey, oh shit.
Flores, B Flo actually helped him out. Like, yo, you coach, hey coach, you
Yeah,
texting
yeah,
Brian Dayball or you texting Brian Flores?
that's
And he
what I'm
was just like,
saying. So do you
oh
think
shit.
that this was an accidental text? You know, people saying that, you know, this was an accidental, but some people folks is like, nah, I'm trying to, you know, maybe give B Flow, you know, some no ammo, like, yo, this is what's going on.
You know what? It could be, Belichick, kind of helping us out and give, hey, on the
Give him
low,
a little
but
nod, like, yo,
just because
this was up right here.
because like you said, one of the smartest guys, and I've been around. My first year, I got drafted by the Patriots, and obviously Flores was an assistant at that time in the DB room and special teams as well. So knowing both of these guys, but Belichick, most people from the outside know this is the most detailed person I've been around in general, not even just when it comes to sports, just everything. He knows what's going on everywhere. Even when he wasn't on social media and all these things, he knew what everybody was tweeting, what everybody was going on face tag or whatever name he put on it. He knew what the hell was going on. So for him to make this kind of mistake, and like you said, they were on iPhone. At least that's what it looked like to me. You got a text thread, but he got his Bryans mixed up. It was two Bryans and Brian Dayball. He worked with him as well in the past, so he's got a relationship with him there. So it could have been a mistake, maybe. He is a little, he's an old head. Could have been a mistake, but I wouldn't put it past him, past it being intentional as well. But he has some history with the Giants too. Won a couple Super Bowls there. I know his affinity for that place. I'm not sure his relationship with ownership and things like that. Obviously, lost a couple Super Bowls to the Giants as well. But I don't know, man. I don't know,
Yeah,
but it's funny that Belichick is in the middle of this. But I'm glad this stuff is coming to light. This is something, like I said, this is something we've always talked about. We've always known it was there, and now actually having the hard evidence of, hey, this guy already has the job, and the word is kind of going around, and now you bringing me in the interview. That's not cool. But I hate to see it. I hate to see it go like this. But hey, shout out to B Flow, man. He fell on the sword.
yeah, yeah. So another question, right? So, and this is like this is about the shield, right? This is about the integrity of the game. Whereas, um, you know, it's witnesses said that, you know, they were
Yeah.
there and they heard, you know, the owner say these things to be Flow, right? So
How
and
does that
then
even happen? That's
and then we go to Cleveland, you know, Hugh took the bag, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, yeah, they were doing the same thing over on our end. So now when we talk about the integrity of the game, we talk about the shield. They
Woo.
always they press the players about protecting the shield. Don't do this, don't do that. You know, if this comes out to be true,
Mm.
I feel as though Ross, um, ownership in Cleveland, they got to be out of there.
You know,
That's how
that
I
makes
feel because
sense.
again,
That makes sense.
it
Makes
makes a lot of
sense.
sense. Like you talk about tanking. Like now, you know what I'm saying? Like you got people on the field that's like this is their livelihood. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? This is their livelihood. This is the way they put food on the table for their families. But if you in the background saying like, look, lose, so we can get number one pick. I feel as though as the NFL, you got to come together and say, look, like that's not right for the
Yeah.
game. That's not right for the shield. You got to get them out of
Once
there.
again, though, this is something that we've known has been going on. Now, this doesn't happen from the player standpoint. When the players are going out there, Like we try, and man, last game of the season, you try to get into the offseason healthy. Maybe you try to get the free agency healthy. Yeah, you may take the pedal off the gas the last couple of weeks of the season, like, or say, you know what, I'm gonna get this surgery in week 14. We out the playoffs, this, that, and the third. I'm tapping out. But we've seen. I know I've been a part of a team where it's like, all right, we're gonna start getting this guy, this draft pick some reps. We're gonna start getting this, and like we're not putting our best teams out there to win games. And you can kind of see the writing on the wall. Like upper management, they're trying to position themselves for the draft and to get a better pick and whatnot, especially if you in that, top 5. That's the difference between getting Joe Burrow and Tua. So we know this goes on. Now, from the player standpoint, it's not happening. Even from the coach's standpoint, I wouldn't think it would be happening because, like you said, you out there with pros. It ain't like you out there with just anybody. Like you sending in calls and play calls and like, our antennas go up like, that don't even make sense. Why would we be doing this? Why would we be calling this in this situation? So players, coaches, but front office, ownership level, the tanking shit been going on. This NBA, NFL, like this, this been going on. Now, once again, a smoking gun. I couldn't even imagine actually, and then $100,000. I feel like that's a disrespectful amount.
That's
You
that's smack in the face.
You guys tell me more than that. I need at least to have the ticket, so maybe I can cut somebody else in. I can't buy it, man.
But I get we know the tanking. We just the way you just spelled out that situation as far as like front office saying, hey, we're gonna play this guy. But when you're talking about offering somebody some money to do X, Y, and Z, shit. Imagine somebody coming to a player and say, look, I'll give you 100,000 if you trip and fall on a 9-ball. Say, hey, D-Butt, I'll give you 100,000 if somebody going a 9-ball, you accidentally trip over your feet, and it comes out that somebody offered you 100,000.
You banned from the league forever.
Forever.
Pete Rose. And Pete
forever.
Rose he was betting on himself to win, and he still can't get no hard hits all the time. So I feel you, but as we know.
We can't hear you. I can't hear you. Oh, we lost D-Butt. But again, that's kind of my take on it. Is like, if it was the other way around and we talking about players, there'll be no question they'll be out of the league.
Yo, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh man, what the hell? Yo.
No, you good.
Yo, I hear your voice in I hear your voice in slow motion. You hear me? You hear me, A1? I hear you just like, yo, you good. Tripping. You go, leave and come back.
Boy, D-Butt over that joint struggling. I guess that 5G down, somebody said it earlier, that 5G down there in Florida, I guess is real. John J. Even if B flow through the games and got the number one pick, we cannot put it past Stephen Ross firing B flow and hiring a new head coach. He'll tell the media they need to go a different direction. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Yeah, man. It'll be interesting to see, man, what goes on from here. I know I want to see what's going to happen with Stephen Ross, with the whole Brian Flores and Hugh Jackson. Sure, Hugh Jackson is not biting his tongue, so Hugh Jackson is definitely coming out and speaking his mind. What's your opinion about, they were supposed to have this meeting on the boat with this quarterback? Obviously we talk about the tampering. I think it came out, say that quarterback was Tom Brady. Y'all put in the comments, man. What y'all thought? Was y'all, if you was the head coach, were you going on that boat to meet with Tom Brady?
You said, what did I hear that?
Nah, it was supposedly, we was talking about, the tampering situation where, I think it was Stephen Ross wanted Flores to meet him on the boat to, talk with this quarterback. And
I didn't see that part.
it was, I was, I was on Twitter, and it was a couple guys, and was talking about supposedly it was Tom Brady that they was supposed to be meet with on that boat. I'm like, shit, I would have to take that meeting.
Facts. Big facts. Big tampering. Which we know tampering happened. All this shit happened, right?
Happens,
Everything
yeah.
that's talked about that people think happens. Now, I always get the comment. People think, hey, you think people out there throwing games. You think people out there doing that. I wouldn't say that. I can't see that happen. It's just too many variables that have to go on. Unless you got refs, maybe a quarterback. Maybe just because they had a power, they touched the ball every play. But and then, like you said, we speak so much about the shield. Like people feel more comfortable, 10 times more comfortable taking some banned substances as opposed to gambling or trying to throw a game, because that's a death sentence. So I don't really see that happening. But all this other shit, this tampering and people, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying in big business. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. And this is, before I got cut off the last time, we were talking about the Browns ownership, and then Stephen Ross being exiled or forcing to have to sell their team. So I don't necessarily see that happening. It should, especially with all the people that are legally betting on the sport now. All the, like, just everything. It just completely tarnishes the integrity. But we know those guys play by a different set of rules than the rest of us do. That's just what it is. So unless the good old boys club get together and say, hey, we got to sacrifice y'all, that's the only way that this happens. And Stephen Ross, powerful dude. So I don't see it happening.
Yeah, we'll see. D-Bus say I
We
don't
will
see it
see.
happen. But
You think it's gonna happen? You thought Schefter was gonna get demoted.
I guess I'm just on the account of, hold me accountable. Shit. Like I said, I know they play by different rules, but
that stops with us.
that does start with us. You right about that, DB.
That's
But shit,
unfortunately.
like that's definitely gonna be a story um that's gonna be going around for a while. So we definitely gonna keep our ears
Yeah.
tuned in, man. On another note, talking about Schefter, Tom Brady came out and officially retired.
Yeah.
So D Butt, you kind of hit it on the head, said, nah, I think he's done. I said, shit,
You thought he
you
was gonna have that
know,
spite year.
that spite, you know what I'm saying, and come back for another one. And I think we talked about it one time before, but
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought he was done, and this was the way that he would go out. Obviously, anything outside of, you would expect you go out on the top, winning the Super Bowl, but he lost in the playoffs, and a lot of question marks with that Tampa team coming back next year. He has all the statistical number ones across the board, yards, touchdowns, all that stuff. Obviously, championship, playoff wins, all those things. So I feel like he should feel comfortable at this point walking away from the game. Family, kids getting older. Dude, 44 years old, like going on 45, and to still have an MVP type year. He did it the right way. He got it out the mud. And I know a lot of people, some haters will say, he was caught in this or that. But as players, as competitors, been his teammate for a couple of years. I saw the work that he put in. And I think he was a great ambassador for the league as well. And they already coming after him with them checks as far as TV and stuff. So he'll be able to do whatever he want to do. But I really wish, and I know the business is the business, but I wish guys, Brady, luck. I would just players in general will have the opportunity to announce their own retirement in whatever fashion they see fit. I understand the insider game and breaking the news and being first, and that's why Schefter is who he is. That's why we follow him for the Shefty bombs. But I just feel like it's the time and the place for certain things. But it's him doing his job, and but I feel like he ruined that because we already saw it. Because one thing about Shefty, motherfucker be right. I don't like how we may not like how he gets and stuff, but more times than not, he's right. So, shout out to Tom, man, on a great career, great competitor, and I'm sure a lot of people are happy that he's finally
Out of
hanging
there.
it up.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you
Sure.
see the coach tweet?
Yeah, I did. I did.
That shit was
I
funny.
did see that. Shit, 10 Super Bowls, 7 rings, 10 appearances in the Super Bowl, 7 rings, man. That's definitely GOAT status, man. So
You
like you
think we
said,
ever see it again?
no. what you 10 Super Bowls?
That's
7,
crazy, bro.
10
That's
appearances
like
in the Super Bowl, 7 rings? Nah, we're not gonna see that.
that's some 1960s Boston Celtics type shit.
You gotta think about it. Like it's just like the whole structure of the teams is different. Like you giving a quarterback, like if a quarterback not damn near in the playoffs his first 3 seasons, now you kind of write him off. You trying to get him out of there. So it's
You want to have that type of patience, or
yeah, you don't got that type of patience. The way the teams are structured now, you got to think out there in New England, you might not have the best talent or big time names on the offensive side of or the ball, but collectively as a team, it was just structured in a way, and that's why everybody talk about Bill could let somebody walk, but whoever coming in the next year, it was like a smooth running oil machine, you know what I mean? So kind of different now, I think, with guys, going to get that money, free agency and things of that nature. I think it's just a little different. So now I don't think we see that again, D. But
yeah, I'm with you. And at some point we're gonna have a debate about greatest athlete. Yeah, we're gonna have that. I already saw some people talking about it and putting together a Mount Rushmore, which is
greatest
damn near
athlete,
impossible to do.
like greatest football player.
And I know we think when you hear athlete, obviously you think running fast, jumping high, explosion, change of direction, things like that. But I mean, being an athlete, that's playing your sport. Even Michael Phelps, shit, he just swim, but Usain Bolt, he just runs in a straight line. But I mean, they do it at the.
I won't put him as
Tiger Woods. He played golf.
Greatest athlete. I'm thinking. I mean, like when you say greatest athlete, for you something can come to mind. For me, it could be something different. That's why.
What comes to mind when you hear the greatest athlete debate?
What's an athlete? Like when you talk about, oh, he's an athlete right there, or she's an athlete right there. Like that means
they're playing a sport.
You said what?
To me, that's what they're playing a sport.
Playing a sport. Well, okay, I guess you can say that. I might be thinking like, oh, that person is athletic. You know what I mean? So that's two. That could be two different things.
Whole different conversation. Yeah.
That's a different. But greatest athlete, man. That's tough for sure. You go.
We gotta get you great. All right now. We here now. We gotta get you Mount Rushmore, man.
How many I get?
4. Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore, greatest.
I want to see it in the chat. Well, I can't see the chat, but throw y'all's in the chat too.
Greatest. My top 4. Since I'm gonna go Serena Williams. I'm gonna go Bron. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Serena Williams. I'm gonna go LeBron. I'm gonna go Tom Brady, and I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna put a caveat on mine. I'm gonna have some recency bias in mine, just because if I didn't watch, I can't put Wilt or Kareem, on my when they probably deserve it, but I just didn't see him. So it'd be people that I watched.
Um, I'm gonna go Dion, Serena,
Ooh,
Tom, and
it's
LeBron.
gonna be tough. You're gonna leave. You're gonna leave at least
Leave
three.
somebody out,
It's at least three of mine. That's
but
damn
I'm gonna go prime. You know the way he did it on the base
football,
on the
baseball.
diamond.
Yeah, different.
Football, and he was the top. Serena Williams, man, like just what she did
Still
on the
doing.
tennis court, just and still doing. Bron, I'm a Bron fan. I'm gonna put him up there. And Tom, for him to be in 10
Yeah,
Super Bowls, seven su 10, yeah, be in 10 Super Bowls, win seven,
crazy. More than any
um,
other franchise, right?
more than any other franchise, and then you
That's
did it for
stupid.
you did it for 20 plus years in the most brutal sport there is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
um,
I think it's hands down for some people and maybe not, but for me, hands down, he'll be the best team sport athlete for sure. Tom Brady. But Brady, so mine, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, um, Simone Biles got to be on there. Because she literally competing in like it's stuff that can't even be graded properly because they don't know how the hell to even chart that shit yet. So Simone got to be on there. Man, Usain Bolt. This fourth one, MJ, Brady, Simone. Shit, it's tough.
well, we need four.
MJ, Brady, Simone.
You said MJ, Brady, Simone. You need one more.
I know, man. I know. I'm gonna leave somebody off though. I go prime too. I go prime on there. I go
Okay,
Dion.
we got some meat 555 MJ, Bron, Dion, and Serena.
Now you know
Um,
what? I'm gonna take Bron off. I'm gonna take Bron. I mean, I'm gonna take Prime off. I'm gonna go LeBron. Just because dude he in year 19, still doing it. 10 finals appearances, came fresh out of high school and still to be one of the top probably 5 players right now at 37.
yeah.
Yeah, he gonna have
Um,
a bunch of the records when he's done too. So yeah.
Mike Ward,
MJ. Oh, Ali, damn.
Ali, yeah. Bo Jackson. But
Floyd, we ain't mentioned Floyd. This tough.
yeah, you say. I mean, it's four, and it's opinionated. It's your opinion. Like
Uh-huh.
you're gonna miss somebody. That's just what
WNBA.
it is. Um,
What else we
Jordan,
got though, man? Let me see who else.
Brady, and
Jordan,
Julian.
Serena, Brady.
Uh,
We know where they from.
yeah. Somebody said Jay Rice.
Jerry definitely in the convo.
Yeah, it's
He
in
in
the
the
combo
convo. Like
again.
his his body of work, probably be unmatched as well. I think a lot of people when they look at the receiver position, a lot of people will say like they'll go Randy Moss before
Yeah. So I mean,
before Rice.
again,
But it's opinions though. It's opinions,
it's opinions. Yeah, it's opinions. Another
What else?
hot topic that came out. Your new your new Washington Commanders. Um, when it first came out, and I'm still feeling this way. Like this is stank. Um, that's
The
obviously
Washington Commanders.
it don't sound right. Not to me. But hey, I think in 2-3 years we'll get used to it.
They had
But
tweeted to come up with this too.
what you think of the Commanders, man?
You know what? I don't think. I think Red Tails would have been fire. Um, but it's hard to come out with a new name. Like it's just tough for anything to just sound good off the rip. It's been known so long for their previous name, and then even the football team had caught on. I got used to calling the Washington football team, but so
Yeah,
anything when it first comes out, it's gonna sound stupid.
Say something. Can't hear you. For sure. But yeah, like I said, man, them commanders, man. Not a go for me. But again, like D-Buck was just saying, like eventually, I'm pretty sure the commanders we'll get used to saying the commanders. And we'll be on with life. But we lost D-Buck again. D-Buck struggling today. In other news, we tonight, man, we got the Pro Bowl skill showdown. Um, and right here, we got the AFC roster. We got Mac Jones, Nick Chubb, Hunter Renfro, Tyreek Hill, Mark Andrews, Stephon Diggs, Denzel Ward, and Derwin James. And on the NFC side, we got Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, AK, Justin Jefferson, Cam Jordan, Michael Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, and Darius Slay. They got the Pro Bowl Skills Showdown back. I'm kind of interested to see this, man. Obviously, you see guys going against one another, talking ish, being competitive. Obviously the fans gonna be out there being able to, interact with the fans, man. But what you think about the Pro Bowl Skills Showdown tonight? You happy they brought this back?
Yeah, man. Those were, I used to love watching those, and I remember watching the races. They had the races, the quarterbacks, longest throw. I'm not sure exactly all the different games that they're gonna have, but I'm excited to see. You get to see the best athletes not only play football but just do some athletic shit. And I think this would be more entertaining in the game is, game. I think they should do more of this, less in the game. But I'm sure it's an honor for guys to go out there and play. But everybody trying to be safe, not get hurt. In
For
football,
sure.
you know what I mean? You can't play football like that.
Nah, for sure. I know when I played, man, my first year I didn't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember on the NFC, I think it was like Adrian Peterson on the NFC. So I'm like,
And be out there half stepping.
yeah, not at all. You know what I'm saying? But
Probably Frank Gore.
man, so I'm like, you gotta come with the A game. But I know the last one, I was like, man, I play one or two series, and then y'all can have that.
Yeah, you
But like you
already
said,
know.
man, it's tough. It's tough.
But yeah, it'll be. I think it'll be fun. It's gonna be good. Good to get out there and see the best of the best do their thing. They announced the players that's gonna be in it too, right?
Yeah. I just
Oh,
showed
you just
that.
threw it up. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think you were struggling with your internet. So
Nah, man. Every time I get a call, they kick me out the damn.
I'll kick you out.
Out
Oh,
the
I
car.
put that thing airplane mode, man.
I'm using the data right now. I can't use my damn Wi-Fi. Hey,
Oh
these
man.
folks.
Man.
AT&T. Y'all are the worst. All right, Tone, clip this up. Y'all are the absolute worst. I'm gonna make it my mission. Can't be hating
Hey,
like that, but
it's
man.
first it was Spectrum, now they AT&T.
Yeah, hey, my, how the times have changed. I'm talking
Hey,
about every week I got an issue with AT&T with the internet. And mind you, you try to go around it. You pay for the best internet. They got fiber wire, all this shit. Man, give me the
yeah.
dial up. Give me the AOL dial up from back in the day. Let me throw a CD in.
Hey, no question, man. And since we on it, man, we talking about the Pro Bowl. We in Sin City in Vegas, man. Me and D-Buck, man, we're gonna be in Vegas this weekend, man. We'll be
Yes, sir.
Friday and Saturday, man. We'll be in the Blue Wild Pods studio, man, and we'll be shooting. We're gonna have some Pro Bowl players come in, shoot the shit with us, man. So excited about that. That should be fun.
It's
This
gonna be
weekend.
fun, man. I ain't gonna have to deal with AT&T bullshit.
Nah, no
Be
question.
in studio. You know what I mean? What else we got? I know. Did you talk about the WNBA?
Nah, I didn't. I haven't
Okay.
talked about the WNBA yet, but that was huge news.
They raised a bunch
Um,
of money.
yeah, and I like it because it's shoot raised by players. You know what I mean? So some players.
That's
Um,
excellent. Now you
yep. WNBA has announced a $75 million capital raise, the largest ever for a women's sports property. It's the first time the WNBA has raised money from investors, each of whom will receive equity in the league. Proceeds will drive marketing, brand elevation, and future growth.
love to see it, man. I just
Yeah,
saw
man.
something to say the WNBA is now valued at valuation, most recent valuation was $1 billion. So WNBA now $1 billion league. So love to see that, man. Love to see. I think yesterday was the second, February 2nd. I think it was girls and women's in sports day or something like that. You know, they make up a new day every year, I feel like. But a lot of great women doing their thing in sports. We had Renee on here. I actually be on her show on Monday, Montgomery and Co. podcast. So shout out to the WNBA, man, and all the women doing amazing things in sports.
No doubt, no doubt. Live stream, man. So we might live stream out from Vegas. We might make it happen.
Might do it. It'll be probably earlier
Yeah, definitely
on
be
this
earlier.
side, probably 8 later. You have the list of head coaches that have filled those vacancies. I know it's a bunch of teams. I think we
So,
have
but
5.
I know we got Matt out in Chicago.
Yep. Matt
Um,
Eberflus,
and then in Denver we got what's my man name from Green Bay,
Nathaniel Hackett.
Hackett, and in Denver. And then we had who else we have?
Somebody I just saw today that Kevin O'Connell,
In the
actually my
running for
teammate in
Minnesota.
New England. Yeah, it's pretty much from all the reports and accounts, he's going to be the guy in Minnesota.
Yep.
Who else did we got? I feel like it's 5
It,
spots
yeah,
that's
it's
been
some more.
filled.
Um,
Shout out to your former DC, your former coach Alan Williams. He got the DC job up in Chicago with Eberflus.
Chicago. Yep. And then out
Um,
there in Minnesota, like I said, Quasi and O'Connell, man, O'Connell, he was on the staff in San Fran. Also when I was out there, so they do have a relationship. Yeah, they ball out there with the Giants.
yep,
Um,
Brian Dayball.
yeah. Um,
Dennis got. I sent a screenshot in the chat with me, you and Tone. I can't look at it now because
yeah. Um,
unfortunately I got a stream from my phone today. Thanks AT&T.
yeah. So you got we got for the Bears, Matt. How you say Matt name? Last name?
Eberflus.
Eberflus, Broncos,
Yeah.
Nathaniel Hackett, Giants, Brown Dayball, Raiders, Josh McDaniels, and then the Vikings. I'm not sure if it's official yet, but Kevin O'Connell. And we got 4 teams remaining. You got the Dolphins, the Jaguars, the Saints, and the Texans.
Dolphins,
So
Jaguars,
hopefully, man, we'll get one of the brothers that's very well qualified. Um, you know, with one of those teams. Hopefully, not sure what's going on with Byron Leftwich and the Jags.
yeah.
But hopefully, we'll see something.
You know, I say Jags probably would be the best out of those right now. Maybe the Dolphins. But I mean, who knows what the hell is gonna come of this
Yeah,
investigation and all that. So you're gonna take
you
a
might.
head coach job and, be in the middle of that. But you still come to Miami. And I like Tua. Tua's a good quarterback. You got a good defense. You just Waddle's a good young piece. Gasecki, you got some good pieces there. So from the football standpoint of things, I think that's still a good job. Jacksonville got a young quarterback. Still yet to see what Trevor Lawrence is going to be in this league, but some pieces there as well. Got a lot of money to spend. So we'll see. Saints, got some cap issues. No quarterback. And then the Texans, still a shit show. That's the one I would stay away from.
Man. Whew. But we're gonna
Yeah,
see.
man.
We're gonna see, man.
Yep.
We got a lot of interesting stuff, man. Like you said, 4 teams. We got 5. Uh, head coaches filled, 4 left.
We shall see. What else we got?
Yep. Uh,
I
we
can't
got
see
the
the
Winter
comments.
Olympics.
I can't see.
So the Winter Olympics start tonight. You
I
went to the
won't be tuning in.
you went to the Winter Olympics?
Absolutely not. Not a. I'm a Summer Olympics guy. Give me the sprints.
No, no
Give me
doubt.
the sprints, the basketball Summer Olympics. Well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Give me that stuff. It is cool
Um,
to see some of that skiing stuff now that I've gotten the slope.
Brad Richardson, man. D Butt.
Hey, no news, Brad. No news coming. No news to report. I went on Pat's show yesterday and spoke a little bit more in depth, obviously with the Brian Flores news coming out. That was something I had kind of briefly spoke on before about why I know a lot of coaches in my position are kind of discouraged to even get into it, and now you see more of it coming to the light. And went a little more in depth about it too, especially when you get into former players. And I had some pushback on Twitter too. People felt like, because what I said was I would be essentially punished from for going to the league out of college as opposed to going straight into coaching, or going to get a quality control job or whatever GA job or something when I'm 22, and let's say do that for 3-4 years and then work my way up, pay my dues. I was playing until I was 32. So now I leave the game and I feel still qualified for coaching. And Tyrann Matthew came out yesterday and was like, man, I could coach a DB room tomorrow if need be. And I felt the same way when I left the game, just like Kellen Moore, who's up for head coach jobs now. Day he retired, next day he was the quarterbacks coach for the Dallas Cowboys. So and some people felt like, oh, you shouldn't be able to skip the line or play the dudes. Bro,
Hey, my
that's
dude.
yeah, there are no better dues to be paid than that. And even if I come from somewhat of a military family, a lot of people in my family been in the military, served, and when they leave, they get the leg up on certain jobs, certain government jobs because of their experience. And even entering the military, if you go and get a 4-year degree, you enter the military at a higher rank than if you don't. So, I mean, I would think that would be common sense, but it's not. But if the right opportunity becomes available, it happens. If not, it's still going to be a win-win for me and a win-win for the listeners and watchers out there. So, it'll work out either way.
No, it was funny, man. I was out there at the Senior Bowl earlier this week, man, and just sitting down and just talking with it was different. It was coaches, front office people just sitting down talking, and even talking to some coaches, man. And it's real, and even scouts, man. It's just it's everybody feels as though they in some form or fashion or getting the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
Mm-hmm.
funny to hear that, but just definitely like to piggyback on what you said, just as far as players wanting to get into coaching, and just feel like, yo, I'm not, I played X amount of years. I've been playing this game for so long. I played in the league uh, for 9 years. Say,
Mm-hmm.
why am I about to come in and sit in this room as a coaching assistant where I had the on the field training, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can, like you said, I think one of the most important things about being a coach is being able to articulate your message, right? Being able to 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 give your players that message where they can understand, where everybody in the room can understand. And it makes no sense for, like you said, for you to play 9 years, you want to coach, and now you got to go back and you
Yeah.
got to be in the print room and printing the papers and holding up the cards and running the scout team.
Yeah, I
Nah,
mean,
like,
it is nothing wrong with that. Some people got to go that route, and I understand that. And we talked about this too. Every player, I don't think, can coach.
no, not at
And
all.
the coaches know that, the front office people should know that, and you should be able to have references and make calls and know who you're dealing with, and in the interview process as well. Like, hey, what's your plan on teaching coverages or drills, or what do you want to implement and things like that. So you can figure it out and weed through the the players, foreign players who can and can't coach. I feel like that should be relatively easy. I could probably make 4 calls and have a good idea that. But I mean, it's certain things that at 30, I'll be 36 in March. We got a family, and even if I start, let's say 30, it's a certain thing. You can't like for some people, cool. Do what you do. But for me, that just wouldn't fit my situation. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Man, I tip my hat off to you, bro, because I can't do it.
Hey, I said that as well, but I'll be up for the challenge once again if the right situation, presented itself to where I would feel like honestly I would be getting what I'm putting into it. I would feel like I'm getting that back in return and getting a fair shot to progress and move up that ladder.
Mm-hmm. Couple questions for you though. G.I. Joe coming into the league, knowing the game, coming into the league, knowing the
Oh,
game.
good question.
Yeah.
Coming in the league, man, and I had some great coaches. I was fortunate in my life to have some great coaches, even back in high school. God rest his soul. Calvin Jackson played safety for the Dolphins, and he was one of my coaches in high school. He's my defensive coordinator. And then I went to college, had Randy Essel, had Todd Orlando, which was one of the best coaches I've ever had. And then going to the league, Scott Lagatos, going to the league, Bill Belichick, Chuck Pagano, all these different guys, great influences. But getting into the NFL, I don't know about you, how you felt, but I thought I knew. I thought I knew football, but like it was like I was back in first grade again when it came to actually knowing the game. Because as an athlete, you can get away with so much along the way, high school, college. Like more times than not, you're gonna be the best player on the field. You can get away with a lot, but in that everybody's that good. The quarterbacks are that good, the receivers, the coaches are that good. So you have to and Sean Springs was one of the guys early on in my career. He was a 13-year vet, and we were teammates when I was a rookie. And I watched film. He showed me how to watch film. He was showing me formations and how he, at the point he was in his career, he was game planning against coordinators. Like he wasn't really necessarily game planning against players and quarterbacks. Hey, I know this guy's from the North Turner tree. What type of route? What type of splits? What type of this? What type of that? So it took me, I would probably say, to like year probably 5, 6 until I really felt like, okay, I really understand NFL football. And you never stop learning, like ever. From the last day I was in that meet room, and even now I still learn things. But yeah, that's something you never. That's like anything that you do at a high level. You should at least never stop learning. Show up every day with that beginner's mentality, and that's the way you keep building on that. What about you though? When did you feel like you had obviously some great coaches as well, but how did you feel as far as your understanding of the game coming into the league, and then what year in the league did you feel like you really had a good grasp on things?
Yeah, like you said, shoot, to my last year in the league, I was still learning stuff. Obviously, you meet different coaches, you have different coaches that have that teach different things that you can kind of implement into your game. When I was in college, I had a 14-year NFL vet, DB Ron Bolton. So he was teaching me a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? T-step, like I had never heard of the T-step before, and when I came to the league, that's what they was teaching. So I'm like, well, damn, all right. But even with that, he really sat down with me, and obviously it was on a lower level, but how to watch film, what to look for, formations and things of that nature. But obviously, when you get to the league, it's just on a enhanced level. So I would say probably like year 4 for me. Probably like year 4, year 5 was when I was like, it was no longer about my playbook. It was all about the opposing team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and really understanding situational football, as we always talk about on this show. Like, what's situational football? What are they trying to do? What's the weakness of our defense? What are they trying to attack? Why is this player not in his normal position? My antenna should go up. Just different things, and just really understanding, like, every human has tendencies. So if you can find that one human on the football field that's
Yeah.
really showing you their tendencies, that you can get an upper hand. So it was just a lot of little things, like you said, the OGs who used to say, like, hey man, like, that receiver right there, he might not even know it. Like, he always grabs his gloves on a pass
Mm-hmm.
play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just something that, it's just human nature that we just do. So those type of things, I would say year 4, year 5 is when it just started clicking, to teach me and tell me, like, look, start looking for these little things.
Yeah, and you got to put that time in on your own too, because there are players who just they show up to meetings and you're good enough, you're athletic enough to get by, and you do that. But it's and the more you learn the game, it's funny. The more the game slows down, unfortunately for a lot of us, the more you slow down. So it's like you get to a lot of people get to a certain. You played 14 years, I played 9 at the defensive back position. That's forever. Most guys out of there in a few years. You're trying to get younger and fast at that position all the time. But like you go back and you look. Let's say you're 28. You like, damn, if I knew this shit when I was 21,
Oh my God.
I'd have been a Hall of Famer. If I could just understand splits or field position or how certain just all these different things at the different positions. But like I said, that's why these quarterbacks, man, because Brady, like his mind, like he's 45, he was like a coach on the field. So if he still had that ability where he can make these throws and make these reads, like it's nothing you can show that dude as a player, as a coach, that he hasn't seen 20 times over. So
Man,
that's kind of when that game slowed down, unfortunately, that body slowing down with it.
two things, right? You just mentioned Tom Brady, so I'm, remember seeing a clip. I think it was this year when it was a play action, and it was Fournette,
Oh
and he
yeah.
was play action. When he was giving the play action, he was telling me, "Oh, it's cover 2." Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
So, like
wow.
you said, like, he already knew what it was, and just even for me, my last year, I remember in New York, um, I remember it was one time of the season. Both of my corners were rookies. My nickel was a rookie, and my safety that was playing beside me was a rookie, right? So I'm
Yeah, so
14
you was
years,
a DB coach.
DB coach, right, on the field, right? So in my
Yeah.
mind, it's like I'm telling them, like, oh, you can look for this, you can look for that. But in my mind, it was like, yo, I know this is coming, but then my legs weren't moving like my mind was moving, right? So I'm like, damn, right, it's probably the end of time out here, you know what I mean? But it
Yeah.
was, like you said, like, to your point, it's like if I knew what I knew when I was 20, 24 years old, 25 years old, and just instead of be like, yo, I'm gonna go out here, I know where I need to be at, and I'm gonna play off instinct. But if I
Yeah.
was able to put everything together, man,
Yeah. And that's the thing, because you were good, you were a star, you playing a lot of ball, you hit great, you get paid. So as a player, you're doing the right things. You know what I mean? So it's not like, but to go that extra to and then to know who to ask or to even ask in the first place. So I would, my advice to younger players would be, just ask and show up with that beginner's mentality every day. Ask some old heads like, hey, how you watching? Like, what's your first, second down? Like, what does that breakdown look like for you at home? Like, what do you do third down? You always have some input with the coaches. Where does that come from? And take notes and learn, because it's a game, it's a short window you got to play. And so the more years, the more games you can squeak out. It could be a contract year and you say, hey, I just want to, it's between the ears at this point. You take care of your body, you do that stuff, your body gonna do what it's gonna do. But your mind, the more things as a DB, especially, that you can eliminate before the snap, all right, he's right there. He's not running that route, or that route. And if this tight end again, they probably not running. So
yeah,
what am I getting? I'm either gonna get this, or this. So now
yeah,
you can eliminate that, and then by the time he makes his release, one or two of those things are probably eliminated, and that's when you drive and make that play, kind of like Jesse Bates on that interception he made first play of that Tennessee Titans game. Like, that was a play that was made on Wednesday of that week. His first, second down breakdown, he knew formation, play action, alignment. I'm gone. That's how you make those plays. So the younger you can get that stuff, when your body's still moving, how you
yeah.
want it to move, the better off you're gonna be, man. So and I would love to see more of that. And I'm sure you're a resource to guys. I'm definitely a resource to younger guys to reach out and talk ball, because it's, you know, it ain't nothing to have all the knowledge if you're not willing to share it.
Yeah, but the biggest thing, like, you know, it's not hard. It's not hard to sit down and study. Obviously, you got to know how to do it. So that's what
Facts.
D was talking about. You know, you got to get with somebody that can really show you how to watch film a successful way. But the biggest thing I see is that you got to be willing to put that time in. If you're not willing to put that time in, that you'll never see the ceiling that what you could potentially get to. If you always gonna just bank on, hey, I'm athletic, I'm fast, I'm big, I'm strong, but you're not trying to find the nuances of the game and learn the nuances of the game, then you'll never hit that ceiling. And shoot, when you're done and you retire, you're like, damn, I wish I would have done so and so. I wish I would have did this. So again, man, I think you kind of hit all the points on the head, man, for all the young guys. Shit, the time is now. Cause it was a beautiful thing. One of my coaches in one of our meetings, he drew up a timeline. Like he drew up a line, and he just asked guys and coaches just go up to the whiteboard and mark where you think you at in your career, as far as like you think you, if you in the beginning of your career, in the middle of your career, or the end of your career. You know, guys were just, you know, obviously the older guys was going, you know, further down the line. The younger guys were at the beginning of the line, or whatever the case may be. But the moral of the story was like, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know where you at as a young guy. You coming in thinking that, oh, I'm 22 years old. I'm at the beginning of my career. But the game we play, you could be an injury away. It could be anything. So the time is now.
3.5 years.
Exactly. So the time is now. You got to be able to put the work in while you can. And again, don't be like us, where it was like, damn, if I knew what I knew now at 24, I would have been out there making all type of plays, man. Tap in with somebody now. It ain't got to be AB, ain't got to be D, but you got old coaches, you got old heads that you play with, man. You just got to tap in with somebody and just, you know.
And it's easier now than ever. It's easier now than ever. Not only can you reach out to people, but you got the iPads. You can take that. You could be on the shitter watching film for, you know, look, you could be on a flight. You could be here like back. I know back in your day for sure, because when I first came in, you had to get DVDs. Man, you had to get stuff sent on. Now I could shoot a text to the video guy. Hey, can you send me all the cut ups of, you know, Matt Stafford, all his play action passes, you know, to the outside the numbers, like just those. Just send me those, and then just watch those. All right, send me the other stuff. And straight drop back, first, second down. And then in those films, you maybe see some tendencies, either with the linemen, the receivers, the quarterback, something. But it's easier now than ever, so there's no reason not to take full advantage of that, man. But yeah, man. We got anything else before we get up out of here? Any good questions? Got any mailbags?
No mailbags. No mailbags today. No questions. I know Nakiba was talking about touch on Eli Apple.
Hey, Eli the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, you can't. Hey, Eli, man. They say come up. Zach said come up and catch up with Eli, man. Eli, he gonna go out there and do his thing, man. For my Cincinnati Bengals.
For your Bengals, here you go.
How much trash talk is going on during the game? Shit, the whole game.
It depends. Some guys talking, some guys not. But it's definitely talk out there. But
I was a trash talk guy.
Yeah, you let your play do the talking.
Yeah, I wasn't a trash talk guy. Shoot, man. That's about it. Shoot, Thursday, man. Yeah, I have a good weekend. Like I said, we gonna keep y'all updated too. If we do go live while we're out there in Vegas, man. If not, definitely have some good content for you coming out of Vegas. I think we might put something out on Saturday, or might put an episode out on Saturday from some of my Senior Bowl interviews. So y'all be on the lookout for that. What else you got, D-Butt?
That's it, man. Y'all go holler at Pat and the boys.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm about to get on the phone, cancel AT&T. I'm waiting for my call back. Told me 30, 38 minutes. They out of there, man.
Damn,
They tricked it off, man. Enough is enough. So y'all let me know too. tweet me something. Let me know y'all internet service provider, especially if y'all in the South Florida area. Let me know the best one to get, cause I can't deal with this no more, man. Can't do it. Can't win with it.
Can't do it. We out. Peace. We gone, baby.